Hi, I'm Zachary Angelet, and we're going to be going over switches and type switches in Go. And a good example that they have on the tour of Go, which is a really good resource for kind of going over things. They have a switch statement, which is already kind of set up for you, and you just use the switch syntax with whatever variable name you want for the value, and you use : equals in order to initialize that v. And I is of the type open interface, which can take in any kind of type. And basically what kind of separates this type switch from a regular switch is that it's got a dot type. And basically, even though it's taking in any kind of value, it still has a kind of like concrete subtype, and so you're looking for that. And so later on you'll find that functions like this are useful for when you want to do different things on different types, and so you're kind of extending the use of the function. So because if you're just going to utilize the type open interface, well, that could be anything, and in Go you sort of have to know what type it is. And so this sort of allows you to treat it as though it is an int or string or whatever. So when we do run this, this is 3 bytes long, and so it is of type string. And you can add in other ones here. Let's say case float 32, and then you do a colon, and then let's say fmt print. We're just gonna say this is a float 32, and you just return the value, or print the value, I should say. And so you could keep on adding to this, and what that sort of does is whatever comes into that function, you're setting operations based off of what type it could be. So let's say we change this to, I don't know, 44,000, let's say. We run it, and 44,000. And so this sort of is a way to extend functions. It makes it a little bit more like you have to read more, but it allows you to do a lot more. And so if you have a function where you're trying to create like a filter of some sort, it's really good to kind of do the operations in how these types are being set in. So it's sort of like a generic, but you have to set each operation. And so the switch is good because once it finds one, it doesn't do the rest of the operations. So it's pretty efficient. And with here, you can pretty much do almost any kind of type, and it will be able to operate. So you don't know type float 46 or 64, and if you did 64 and you did, this is float 64, there you go. So this is sort of an extension thing on functions, so that if, let's say, you want some kind of function that other people might want to use, but you don't, their use case may be for any kind of type, this would be how you would use it. So yeah, that's type switches. Sort of a unique thing, I think, kind of to Go, but it has a lot of application to it. So thank you, and hopefully you learned something from me going over this.